Hi, so you must have, if you know about IoT, maybe you have heard this term called IoT ecosystem. So, what is an IoT ecosystem that we are going to describe in detail in this video? IoT ecosystem is actually this whole system of, sensor devices, and then the IoT gateway, and then this, IoT cloud, and the communication between these different, what do you say, different components or the building blocks, of an IoT, architecture. So this is the whole ecosystem or the life system. This that these sensor devices communicate with the gateway, and the gateway communicates with the cloud, and this is called. And the gate cloud also communicates with the gateway, and the gateway also communicates with the sensor devices, of course. So this is all an IoT ecosystem. So we can describe it now in detail. You see, these are our sensor devices. You can say these are our sensor devices, SENSOR, sensor devices. This is in between our gateway, our IoT gateway. This is a cloud, CLOUT, or a web interface, or with storage, and other powers, a database and everything. So this is our cloud. So what is this? There's a communication going on between these two, and there's also communication going on between these two. Okay, so how these two devices communicate? Through wireless networks. Through wireless networks. Or how these two devices communicate? They also communicate through wireless networks. Protocols, or we can they use certain protocols, these wireless networks use certain protocols. Let's remove this. Uh, uh, so these wireless networks protocols are used here, and they are also used here. For example, what kind of network protocols we used? Protocols we used here, and what kind of protocols we use here? Once again, we have to remove this. And what kind of protocols we use here depends on the kind of what kind of devices these are. For example, if we have here normal high power devices, we can use, for example, Wi-Fi. If we have, for example, our cell phone here, which is also, because our cell phone also has sensor devices, or if our sensor devices, or any sensor devices, electronic devices with with some interface for Wi-Fi, or Bluetooth, etc. So we can use here Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, or if our sensor devices have, for example, a SIM card here. So we can also use, for example, GSM or UMTS here. But normally we don't use in the normal applications. We normally don't use them. For example, for smart farming, or for example, if we have some sensors connected to our phone, our car, for example, to check certain parameters of the tires, or for some other equipment, or if we have, for example, a device connected to a heart patient, that is measuring his pulse or some his heart parameters, and sending them to the so then those devices are actually very small devices. And because these devices are small, they are also low powered, and we cannot power them again and again. Just like, for example, our phone is also a high power device. We have to power it every day. So in this case, we can use some special kind of wireless network protocols, which are called some special IoT networking protocols. And they are, for example, MQTT, they are CoAP, they are, for example, Zigbee, they are, for example, 6LoWPAN, etc. And these protocols are actually used between these two, because our gateway is bigger, and then our cloud also, and the power is not a problem. Battery is not a problem. That's why we use these kind of network protocols here. So that's a bit of description about IoT.